As the wise Mrs. Incredible once said, leave the saving of the world to the men? I don't think so. Today we are counting down some of the most powerful female superheroes that Marvel has ever come up with. Number 10, Polaris. Polaris, as the daughter of Magneto, it's understandable that she would be wickedly powerful. Her real name is Lorna Dane. She is considered an alpha-level mutant, renowned for her mastery over magnetism. She inherited her father's terrifying abilities, quite frankly, allowing her to manipulate magnetic fields, control metal, generate force fields, and even fly by riding magnetic currents. Polaris can unleash devastating electromagnetic pulses, disrupt electronic systems, and assemble complex machinery with a mere thought. Her powers have proven crucial in countless battles alongside the X-Men and X-Factor, and her control has grown to rival that of her legendary father. In a terrifying display of her abilities, Polaris once manipulated the iron in an entire crowd of people's blood, making them all pass out by reversing the flow direction. Beyond her raw power, Lorna's intelligence and resilience makes her a menacing force both as a leader and protector of mutant kind. Number 9, another mutant, Rogue. Rogue, Miss Anna Marie, is one of Marvel's most powerful, complex, and fan-favorite mutants. As a prominent member of the X-Men from Earth 616, Rogue's signature ability is the power to absorb the memories, abilities, and even life force of others through physical touch. This makes her incredibly dangerous, as she can technically eliminate people without meaning to, but it has also proven to be a strength, as she can temporarily gain the powers of anyone that she comes into contact with, including some of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. Most famously, Rogue seemingly permanently absorbed the powers of Carol Danvers, granting her superhuman strength, flight, and near invulnerability in addition to her mutant ability. Her combination of raw power, versatility, and combat skills make her a force to be reckoned with, feared by her enemies, and with her heart, wit, and charm, respected by her allies. Recently, Rogue's powers were increased, and she can absorb power from a distance. Despite the burden of her powers, Rogue remains a heroic figure, constantly striving to control her abilities and use them for good. Number 8, the Invisible Woman. Sue Storm is one of Marvel's most powerful superheroes and a founding member of the Fantastic Four. Her powers originated from cosmic radiation that granted her the ability to turn herself and other objects invisible by bending light waves / manipulating ambient cosmic energy. More impressively, Sue can project and manipulate invisible psionic force fields with incredible versatility. These force fields can be shaped into nearly indestructible shields, offensive weapons like darts, or large constructs spanning miles, capable of levitating or protecting entire buildings. She can even block out the sunlight for a few days, which she did do and accidentally caused a mass extinction event as expected. Sue's force fields also provide mental protection against telepathic attacks and can interact with other psychic energies. Her power level is so formidable that even Doctor Doom has acknowledged her as the most powerful member of the Fantastic Four, and she has feats such as holding back explosions, defeating powerful foes solo, and even rupturing the shell of a Celestial, which is really hard to do. Her abilities extend beyond invisibility, making her a strategic and devastating force in combat and defense, often underestimated but truly one of Marvel's heaviest hitters. And I think I speak for everyone when I say that we are very excited to see the Invisible Woman back on the big screen this summer. Number 7, Sersi. Sersi is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe, belonging to the race of superhuman Eternals. Her primary and most dangerous ability is matter transmutation, allowing her to rearrange the molecular and atomic structure of both living and non-living matter with a skill far surpassing any other Eternal. This power enables her to permanently transform objects and beings, even down to the subatomic level, making her a unique 5th level adept in this domain. Besides her transmutation skills, Sersi possesses superhuman strength, agility, telekinesis, telepathy, and the ability to project cosmic energy, granting her virtual immortality and invulnerability. She can also cast illusions and control minds and teleport, although the teleportation stuff is kind of unpleasant for her. Her powers have earned her a place among the Avengers and recognition as one of the most powerful Avengers and Eternals. Notably, her molecular manipulation is so advanced that even the Eternal leader feared her capabilities, and she's been ranked highly in power among her peers. Number 6, America Chavez. America Chavez is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe. I know we say that about everybody, but I really do mean it. Endowed with a unique set of superhuman abilities that make her nearly indestructible. She possesses superhuman strength and speed and durability. She can survive unaided in the vacuum of space. Her signature power is the ability to create star-shaped portals that allow her to travel across dimensions in the multiverse, making her one of the few heroes capable of interdimensional travel at will. America also has hypercosmic awareness, enabling her to sense disruptions in space and time and navigate the multiverse with precision. She can channel extra-dimensional energy to enhance her physical attacks, sometimes releasing powerful energy blasts capable of injuring cosmic-level beings like Captain Marvel. Additionally, America Chavez has an extended lifespan and is a skilled hand-to-hand combatant. Loki has described her as a nearly indestructible woman who can throw tanks at the moon, underscoring her immense strength and resilience. Overall, America Chavez stands out as an intimidating cosmic hero with vast powers that extend beyond physical might to include reality bending and multiversal travel. Halfway point, number 5, Kismet, or Her, literally Her. Kismet is an extraordinarily powerful cosmic being in the Marvel Universe, created through advanced genetic engineering by the Enclave. Her cells function as cosmic-like energy batteries, enabling her to absorb and store and manipulate vast amounts of cosmic energy for multiple effects, such as projecting concussive force blasts, levitating objects using anti-gravitons, rearranging matter on a molecular level, and generating rifts into warp space for near instantaneous travel. She possesses superhuman strength, capable of pressing 70 tons, can fly at speeds of Mach 10, and survive the vacuum of space without fatigue or aging. Kismet also has limited telepathic abilities, including understanding pretty much any language and also mind control. When severely injured, she can encase herself in a regenerative cosmic cocoon to heal. Her durability is so high that only attacks dispersing a significant portion of her molecules can actually harm her. She has faced and battled some of the most daunting cosmic threats, including Galactus and Thanos and intergalactic forces, underscoring her status as the world-ending level threat protector. My pronouns are she, but not her, because I could never be her. Number 4, possibly the most powerful mutant ever, we have Storm, also known as Aurora Monroe. Classified as an Omega level mutant due to her vast and versatile abilities to control the weather and atmosphere on a global and even extraterrestrial scale. She can manipulate temperature, precipitation, humidity, wind, lightning, and atmospheric pressure, enabling her to summon storms such as tornadoes or hurricanes, blizzards, and thunderstorms with precision and devastating effects. Beyond weather control, Storm can generate and channel electrical energy, fly by riding wind currents, and even manipulate air pressure inside of a person's body to cause pain. Her powers extend to cosmic phenomena, including solar winds and electromagnetic fields, and she can survive and operate in extreme environments. Additionally, Storm has a strong will that makes her resistant to psychic attacks and enhances her combat skills, making her a skilled fighter trained by several different heroes. Recently, she had also tapped into her magical abilities inherited from her ancestral lineage, allowing her to perform extraordinary feats such as opening controlled portals or pushing her new power beyond typical Omega level limits and potentially making her the strongest member of the X-Men. Her combination of mutant and magical powers, along with her traditional acumen, cements Storm's status as one of Marvel's most powerful and iconic characters. Number 3, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, or Carol Danvers, is an incredibly powerful Kree-human hybrid. Her powers stem from her hybrid physiology, which grants her the superhuman strength, stamina, agility, durability, and reflexes. She can fly at interplanetary speeds without the need for oxygen, survive in the vacuum of space, of course, and manipulate cosmic energy to generate devastating photon blasts capable of destroying enemy ships or powerful foes. Her strength is immense, she can support the weight of a celestial, and when fully empowered, can unleash energy blasts equivalent to nuclear explosions. Additionally, Captain Marvel possesses a regenerative healing factor that allows her to recover rapidly from injuries and also has a form of de-accelerated aging. She can absorb various forms of energy, enhancing her physical abilities and energy projection, and can temporarily transform into her binary form, which further amplifies her powers. Her 7th sense, because she's so cool, she doesn't even have a 6th one, she has a 7th sense, grants her a form of cosmic awareness, making her highly perceptive of threats. Trained as a pilot, spy, and combatant, she combines these skills with her vast powers to protect the universe on a cosmic scale. Number 2, Jean Grey. Of course Jean Grey is here, she has to be. Jean Grey is one of the most powerful mutants in the Marvel Universe, there's no ands, if, buts about it. Classified as an Omega level mutant due to her extraordinary telepathic and telekinetic abilities. As a telepath, she can read and manipulate minds, project her thoughts into others, create illusions, mentally stun opponents, and form psychic links, even communicating with animals of high intelligence. Her telekinetic Telekinesis allows her to fly, move, or manipulate objects and beings, create force fields, and project concussive blasts. When bonded with the cosmic Phoenix Force, her powers escalate to near godlike levels. She gains total telekinetic control over matter at the molecular level, can generate and absorb vast energies, convert her form to pure energy, manipulate space-time, and resurrect the deceased under certain conditions. The Phoenix Force manifests as a fiery cosmic bird around her, symbolizing her immense power. This combination makes Jean Grey a near unstoppable force capable of feats such as defeating cosmic entities like Galactus, eliminating entire solar systems, and reshaping reality itself. Now, I knew when I was making this list that the #1 spot would go to none other than Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch. It's near impossible to find someone that compares to the Scarlet Witch's powers in the Marvel Universe or in the MCU. She wields a unique blend of mutant abilities and chaos magic that allows her to alter reality itself. Initially introduced with the power to manipulate probability through hexes, she evolved into an intimidating sorceress capable of warping the fabric of existence on a quantum level. Her chaos magic, bestowed by the demon Chthon, grants her the ability to reshape reality, creating highly realistic illusions and manipulate energy and matter with devastating effects. She has demonstrated power on par with cosmic entities, even resisting the Phoenix Force, one of the universe's most potent forces. Scarlet Witch can teleport across dimensions in time, control outcomes of events, and turn enemies' powers against them. Her reality-altering abilities were famously showcased in the House of M storyline, where she rewrote the world to her will, underscoring her status as the near omnipotent force within the Marvel Universe. This combination of mutant genes and mastery of chaos magic places her in today's top spot as the most powerful superhero.
Superheroes get all the glory, but the real movers and shakers in the Marvel Universe operate from the shadows. Take the Maggia, for instance. This international crime syndicate with roots in the 13th century has their fingers in everything from illegal gambling to politics, proving that sometimes the greatest power lies not in super strength, but in subtle manipulation. Forget the street thugs and petty criminals. In the Marvel Universe, organized crime operates on a whole different level. Enter the Maggia, an international crime syndicate with roots stretching back to 13th century Europe. These guys are the real deal, pulling the strings in every major city across the globe. They've got their fingers in everything from illegal gambling and loan sharking to narcotics and even politics. Think of them as the puppet masters, controlling politicians and labor unions, ensuring their illicit empire thrives. And don't be fooled by their fancy suits and slick back hair. The Maggia isn't afraid to get their hands dirty, employing supervillains and mad scientists to carry out their nefarious schemes. They operate as a coalition of independent families, each with its own territory and ambitions. Some of the most notorious families include the Silvermane family, known for their traditional approach to crime, the Hammerhead family with their flamboyant 1920s gangster style, and the Nefaria family, notorious for employing costumed criminals and advanced technology. Crossing these families can have deadly consequences, as the Maggia enforces a strict code of secrecy, often silencing those who betray them with a death grip to the chin. Beneath the bustling streets of New York City lies a hidden world, a refuge for those shunned by society. These are the Morlocks, a community of mutants whose appearances have been twisted by their powers, making it impossible for them to live among humans. Forced into the darkness of the sewers and abandoned tunnels, they've carved out a life for themselves, a society where the grotesque is the norm. But don't mistake their outcast status for weakness. The Morlocks possess a diverse range of abilities, from Callisto's leadership and combat skills to Marrow's bone manipulation and Caliban's mutant tracking and fear amplification. They are survivors, fiercely protective of their own, and they've proven time and again that they are a force to be reckoned with. Their history is marked by tragedy, from the mutant massacre that decimated their numbers to the constant threat of persecution from those who fear them. Yet they endure, a testament to the resilience of those who find strength and unity, even in the face of adversity. They operate from the shadows, their motives as elusive as their true identities. The Secret Empire, a subversive organization with a revolving door of leaders, each with their own vision for world domination. Originally a branch of the infamous Hydra, they eventually broke away to pursue their own agenda, one that often involves manipulating world events from behind the scenes. Kidnappings, assassinations, and developing weapons for other villainous groups are just some of their specialties. They even once attempted a coup d'etat, with their leader, known only as #1, revealed to be a high-ranking US government official. Though their plans plans are often thwarted by heroes like Captain America, the Secret Empire remains a persistent threat, a reminder that power can corrupt even those in the highest positions. Imagine a group of supervillains, each with their own thirst for power, united under a single banner. That's the Cabal, a secret society formed by the god of mischief himself, Loki, as a twisted reflection of Earth's mightiest heroes. Led by figures like Norman Osborn, the former Green Goblin, the Cabal has orchestrated numerous schemes, from manipulating world governments to outright attempts at global domination. But here's the catch. These villainous alliances are often short-lived. Ego clashes and betrayals are the norm, with members constantly vying for control and ultimately tearing the group apart from the inside. It's a classic case of too many cooks in the kitchen, where ambition and mistrust ultimately lead to their downfall. From the shadows of ancient Japan emerges a force both mystical and deadly. The Hand, a ninja clan with a history stretching back centuries. Originally formed to protect the innocent, they were corrupted by their rivals, the Snakefoot clan, and transformed into a league of mercenaries and assassins. But what truly sets the Hand apart is their mastery of the demonic arts, granting them the power to resurrect the dead and command an army of undead ninjas. Heroes like Daredevil, Elektra, and Iron Fist have found themselves entangled in the Hand's web of intrigue, battling their relentless pursuit of power and their sinister influence on the criminal underworld. But their mastery of dark magic and armies of undead ninja make them a threat unlike any other, a force that even the most skilled heroes struggle to contain. Sometimes the greatest threats aren't masked villains or alien invaders, but the very people entrusted with protecting us. When the fate of the world hangs in the balance, who do the heroes turn to? The Illuminati, a clandestine council of some of the most powerful minds in the Marvel Universe. Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, Doctor Strange, Professor X, Black Bolt, and Namor. These are the figures who operate from the shadows, making the tough decisions that others can't. But their actions are often shrouded in controversy. Exiling the Hulk to space, attempting to destroy the Skrull homeworld, these are just some of the morally gray areas they've navigated. The Illuminati represent the burden of power, the weight of responsibility that comes with protecting a world that often doesn't understand the sacrifices they make. If there's one name that strikes fear into the hearts of heroes, it's Hydra. This terrorist organization with its Nazi origins and chilling motto, "Cut off one head, two more shall take its place," has been a persistent threat to global stability for decades. Led by figures like the Red Skull and Baron Strucker, Hydra's reach extends to every corner of the globe, their agents infiltrating governments and organizations, sowing chaos and pursuing their ultimate goal of world domination. They've been involved in everything from assassinating world leaders to developing weapons of mass destruction, and their influence can be felt in some of the most significant events in Marvel history. Remember the Winter Soldier? Yeah, that was Hydra's handiwork. They are a constant reminder that vigilance is the price of freedom, and that even the most insidious threats can lurk beneath a veneer of normalcy. Long before Tony Stark built his first Iron Man suit, a warlord by the name of Xu Wenwu discovered 10 mystical rings that granted him unimaginable power. These rings, the source of his immortality and the foundation of his vast criminal empire, are far more ancient than we initially thought, predating even the Middle Ages. With the 10 rings at his command, Wenwu toppled empires, amassed unimaginable wealth, and orchestrated countless acts of terror through his organization, also known as the 10 Rings. These rings are not mere weapons, they are conduits to a power that can manipulate matter, unleash devastating energy blasts, and even defy the laws of physics. The 10 Rings represent a legacy of power and ambition, a force that has shaped the destiny of heroes and villains alike. While many secret societies focus on earthly threats, SWORD has its sights set on the cosmos. The Sentient Weapon Observation and Response Division, founded by Maria Rambeau, stands as Earth's first line of defense against extraterrestrial threats. Operating from their space station headquarters, they monitor the skies, investigate alien activity, and neutralize any potential dangers to global security. They've been involved in everything from researching universal jump points to investigating the arrival of a Skrull spaceship on Earth. SWORD represents humanity's growing awareness of its place in a larger universe, a recognition that the threats we face may not always originate from our own planet. In a world where science and magic collide, the masters of the mystic arts stand as guardians against the unseen. Founded thousands of years ago by the powerful sorcerer Agamotto, this ancient order protects Earth from mystical and interdimensional threats. Their mastery of the mystic arts allows them to tap into extra-dimensional energy, manipulate the fabric of reality, and wield spells of unimaginable power. From their hidden sanctum of Kamartaj, they train new recruits, honing their skills and preparing them for battles against powerful magical beings. Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, is just one of the many skilled practitioners who have dedicated their lives to defending our world from the forces of darkness. The Masters of the Mystic Arts represent the enduring power of magic, a force that transcends the limitations of the physical world and safeguards humanity from threats beyond our comprehension. So from street-level thugs to cosmic gods, the Marvel Universe is teeming with powerful organizations. We've only scratched the surface here, and there's a whole other realm of influence out there, far beyond Earth's atmosphere.
From the Sorcerer Supreme himself to legendary beings like Dormammu, these characters wield magic that shapes entire realities and challenges even the mightiest heroes and villains. Join us as we explore their incredible powers, histories, and the impact they've had on Marvel's magical landscape. Number 10. Morgan Le Fay. Morgan Le Fay is recognized as one of the most powerful sorceresses in the Earth's history, drawing on a unique combination of fairy heritage, centuries of magical study, and relentless ambition. As a half-human, half-fairy being, she possesses innate magical abilities, including mind control, astral projection, and the manipulation of mystical energies. Powers she has further refined through extensive training under legendary mentors like Merlin. Her mastery allows her to perform feats such as reality warping, time travel, necromancy, resurrection, omnipresence, and large-scale spellcasting, including summoning ruthless armies and manipulating the environment on both Earth and the astral plane. Morgan's magical prowess is so significant that she has been considered a candidate for Sorcerer Supreme, rivaling Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom, both of whom have sought her knowledge at or been bested by her in magical combat. Her ability to access and combine various sources of magic, her fairy lineage, ancient Celtic rituals, and the summoning of powerful entities makes her a near immortal threat capable of challenging entire superhero teams like the Avengers and altering the fabric of reality itself. Number 9. Magic. The mutant sorceress Magic stands among the most powerful magic users in the Marvel Universe due to her unique combination of mutant abilities and mastery of the mystic arts. As a mutant, Ilana can teleport herself and others across time and space using stepping discs, which are linked to the mystical dimension of Limbo, the dimension where Magic is actually the Sorceress Supreme. Her time imprisoned there and later ruling Limbo transformed her into its Sorceress Supreme, granting her access to a vast array of magical knowledge and power. Within Limbo, Magic is virtually omnipotent, wielding both black and white magic, which is a rare feat in Marvel lore. Her signature weapon, the Soul Sword, is forged from her own soul and can disrupt magical barriers, destroy supernatural beings, and evolve in power as she grows. On Earth, while not quite at Doctor Strange's level, she remains an exceptionally powerful sorceress, especially after training with Strange himself and absorbing the full energies of Limbo. The more she uses her magic and sword, the more her mystical armor manifests, enhancing her physical and magical defenses, and sometimes triggering her powerful Dark Child form, which further amplifies her abilities. Number 8. Adam Warlock. With a last name like that, he better be using some magic. Adam Warlock wields a unique combination of cosmic and mystical abilities that set him apart from nearly all other beings, magical or not. Originally created as the perfect human, Warlock possesses superhuman strength, durability, and agility, but it's his mastery over metaphysical quantum energy, often referred to as quantum magic, that truly elevates his status. This form of magic enables him to manipulate matter and energy on a fundamental level, cast spells, teleport, heal himself and others, making him a powerful quantum mage. His connection to the Soul Gem further amplifies his magical prowess, granting him soul manipulation, resistance to soul-based attacks, and access to the dimension known as the Soul World. Warlock's regenerative cocoon allows him to resurrect and evolve, often emerging with even greater powers after each rebirth. His cosmic awareness, immunity to most forms of perception, and ability to wield the Infinity Stones place him in the upper echelons of Marvel's cosmic hierarchy, making Adam Warlock not only a master of magic, but also a cosmic force capable of influencing reality itself. Now, he is ranked pretty low in this list because of one sentence on his character wiki. He relayed much of his mystical powers, however, from the Soul Gem instead of his own independent energies. Many of the other magic wielders on this list have the magic in them, so while Adam might be insanely powerful and unlocked other forms of mystic energies. That's the only thing that's kind of holding him back. But number 7, Loki. The god of mischief, or Loki, is not just one of the best dressed in the Marvel Universe, but also one of its most powerful magic users as well. This is thanks to his extraordinary mastery of sorcery and innate magical talent. As an Asgardian raised by Odin but born a frost giant, Loki possesses superhuman abilities such as enhanced strength, near immortality, and resistance to injury, but it's his magical powers that truly set him apart. Loki's mystical powers include shape-shifting, illusion casting, astral projection, telepathy, molecular manipulation, hypnosis, and teleportation, making him a tough opponent not just in combat but in manipulation and deception as well. Loki's cunning, combined with his magical versatility, has allowed him to challenge gods, manipulate cosmic events, and even alter reality itself, making him a ridiculously powerful magic user in Marvel lore. Now, there was a very troubling weakness introduced in Journey into Mystery 85. In that story, we learn that Loki's powers do not work in water, but don't worry because that was literally never brought up again, so do with that what you will. Number 6, Clea. Clea's unique heritage, extensive training, and leadership as the Sorceress Supreme of the Dark Dimension make her one of Marvel's heaviest hitters when it comes to wielding magic. As the daughter of Umar and niece of Dormammu, both immensely powerful Feltinians, aka beings born of pure magic, so of course Clea inherits a natural affinity for mystical energy, allowing her to generate her own magical power in addition to drawing from external sources. Her abilities encompass a vast range of magical feats, including telekinesis, telepathy, conjuring objects and energies, casting illusions, and way more. Clea's magical prowess is further amplified when she channels the Flames of Faltine, a mystical force that grants her power rivaling or surpassing that of her mother and even Dormammu at times. Trained by Doctor Strange, it's thought that Clea can replicate any spell that he casts, making her his equal in sorcery and a protector of both Earth and the Dark Dimension. Halfway through number 5, Enchantress. We got quite a few comments in the last video about leaving DC's Enchantress out, so we will not be doing that with Marvel's. Amora the Enchantress, as an Asgardian, possesses superhuman strength, stamina, near immortality, and resilience, but again, it's her sorcery that truly sets her apart. Amora's magical abilities are considered some of the most powerful that Asgard has to offer. Her magic is so powerful that she has performed feats just cursing the entire Earth, reanimating the deceased, and casting spells that even Odin could not reverse. Amora's seductive magic, which can control men with a kiss, and her ability to manipulate minds and emotions make her a uniquely dangerous adversary. She has even hidden herself from Doctor Strange and the Eye of Agamotto. Her combination of magical prowess, cunning, and centuries of experience cements her reputation as a dominant force in the realm of Marvel magic. Number 4, and I know y'all were just waiting for this one, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is widely regarded as one of the most powerful magic users in the Marvel Universe due to his mastery of the mystic arts and his role as the Sorcerer Supreme. He wields a vast array of magical abilities, allowing him to conjure complex spells for both offense and defense, such as binding opponents, creating nearly impenetrable shields, and unleashing devastating energy blasts. Whatever the problem is, chances are Doctor Strange has a spell for it. His magical prowess is further enhanced by legendary artifacts like the Cloak of Levitation, which grants him flight, and the Eye of Agamotto, which enables him to manipulate time and reveal hidden truths. Doctor Strange's training under the Ancient One gave him access to ancient knowledge, forgotten spells, and the ability to interact with interdimensional beings and traverse the multiverse, skills that set him apart from most other sorcerers. His unique combination of spellcasting, artifact mastery, and deep understanding of cosmic and interdimensional threats make Doctor Strange a crucial defender of Earth and reality itself, earning him the reputation as the mightiest magician in the cosmos. And if we are looking strictly at the MCU, the man held off Thanos while the Mad Titan had literally so many Infinity Stones and Strange had none. Number 3, the Scarlet Witch. The Scarlet Witch is recognized across universes as one of Marvel's most powerful magic wielders due to her unique ability to wield chaos magic, which allows her to alter probability, manipulate reality, and even reshape the fabric of existence itself. Initially introduced with hex powers that caused improbable events, Wanda's abilities evolved dramatically over time, especially after she learned to channel the chaos magic, an ancient and nearly limitless force connected to the demon Chthon. This power enables her to perform feats such as resurrecting beings, warping reality on a massive scale, and even eliminating an entire genre of human being, as seen in the House of M storyline, and overpowering other powerful magic users and cosmic entities. In both the comics and in the MCU, it is stated that her magic surpasses that even of the Sorcerer Supreme, and her reality-altering abilities put her at the center of some of Marvel's most consequential events, making her a figure feared and respected by heroes and villains alike. She also has the potential to become the ultimate nexus, and if that were to happen, it could shatter space-time, which is just fabulous and not stressful at all. Number 2, Dormammu. Dormammu, I have come to bargain. Dormammu holds a mastery over mystical energies, reality manipulation, and his unique origins as a Thaltine, which are beings born of pure magic. Well, when you put that all together, it's not hard to see why he is so high on this list. As ruler of the Dark Dimension, Dormammu draws limitless power from this realm, granting him essentially limitless abilities. He is immortal, virtually indestructible, and can reshape reality itself, making him a threat not just to Earth, but to the entire universe and even the multiverse. The good news is he does have a major weakness. His powers aren't as strong when he's outside of his own realm. That doesn't mean that he's an easy target, just a more manageable one to fight on Earth. Dormammu's strength is so vast that he has personally defeated cosmic entities, rival gods like Odin and Eternity, and is considered far more powerful than other notorious Marvel sorcerers and demon lords. Despite his overwhelming might, Dormammu's arrogance and unpredictable temperament often lead to his downfall, but his status as Doctor Strange's most terrible foe and a universal level threat is undisputed. And finally, number 1, Shumagorath. Shumagorath is potentially the most powerful magical being in the Marvel Universe due to its status as an ancient, extra-dimensional entity that predates the universe itself. As a godlike ruler of hundreds of dimensions, Shumagorath wields reality-warping abilities that allow it to destroy galaxies and even alter entire realities, feats that place it far above most other magical beings in Marvel lore. In its native dimension, Shumagorath is omnipotent, capable of manipulating magical energy on a planetary scale, communicating telepathically across dimensions, and controlling the minds of countless beings. Its physical form is nearly indestructible, and even when defeated, Shumagorath can eventually reconstruct itself, making them almost impossible to destroy permanently. Its immense magical power, ability to command other beings, and influence over the fabric of reality itself secure Shumagorath's reputation as Marvel's most terrifying and powerful magic user. Welcome back, nerds! Today we are jumping into the Marvel Universe to rank the best street-level heroes. Almost half of them operate in New York, but don't think about that part too hard. 10. Sleepwalker. This is my guy. Sleepwalker is from the race of the same name that typically resides in the mind when people sleep, protecting dreamers from the monsters that want to hurt them. One of these monsters trapped Sleepwalker in the mind of Rick Sheridan, bonding the two and creating a pretty cool superhero. Despite not wanting to share one brain at first, the pair work together to protect the streets of NYC now. 9. Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is a street-level hero, but also kind of a galactic level one too, depending on who you ask. However, you can't dispute that Miss Marvel feels a deep connection to her community and will do anything to protect it. Her primary ability is body morphing. She can stretch and elongate her limbs, allowing her to adapt to almost any situation and fight in a pretty unique way. 8. Moon Knight. His street-level status is also up for debate considering the Khonshu and Egyptian mythology of it all, but he often deals with street-level problems, especially in his early comics, so he definitely counts to me. Moon Knight combines combat skills, tactical genius, and supernatural resilience learned from his time as a boxer, US Marine, CIA operative, and merc. His multiple identities allow him to gather intelligence from all walks of life, giving him an edge over criminals. He sometimes gets a supernatural boost as the avatar of the Egyptian god Khonshu, which is just a bonus. 7. She-Hulk. I know that the She-Hulk show was one of the worst received MCU shows ever, but I promise that her comic books are better. There is a reason that Marvel decided to give her a TV show. She-Hulk really is like boots on the ground. She doesn't just defend the public in battle, but also in like the legal sense. She doesn't back down from any fight, and you can be sure that if She-Hulk is on your side, you're in good hands. 6. Iron Fist. Iron Fist stands out as one of Marvel's most intimidating street-level heroes due to his unique blend of mystical power and unmatched martial arts skills. Beyond raw power, Danny's chi grants him enhanced strength, speed, agility, stamina, and durability, pushing him beyond peak human limits. Iron Fist has defeated or just like held his own against heroes like Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Black Panther, sometimes without even relying on his superpowers. 5. Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones combines raw superhuman power with relentless determination and street smarts. After surviving a traumatic accident and exposure to experimental chemicals, Jessica gained superhuman strength. She can withstand brutal attacks and recover quickly from injuries that would incapacitate most people. Also, thanks to that chemical exposure. She can fly, but you won't see that often as she gets airsick. After surviving psychological torment at the hands of Kilgrave, Jones developed a resistance to psychic attacks, and her role as a private investigator keeps her close to the streets that she protects. 4. The Punisher. The Punisher is a nightmare, which is probably exactly how that man would want to be referred to. He has extensive military training, many weapons, and a very ruthless approach. But what really makes him a terrifying opponent is there isn't much that he wouldn't do. Unlike most vigilantes, the Punisher will eliminate criminals permanently, ensuring that they never harm anyone again, and he'll do that superhuman or not. He operates globally when needed, like most heroes, but his home is NYC, and that's where he prefers to stay. 3. Luke Cage. Luke Cage is unbreakable. Quite literally, you cannot break his skin, leaving his street-level career with more wins in his favor than losses. He has a healing factor, but beyond his powers, Cage is a really good street fighter and martial artist. He trained under Iron Fist, and his intelligence allows him to outmaneuver most opponents. What sets him apart is his connection to his community, Harlem. He fights for the people, protecting and uplifting those around him. 2. Daredevil. Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, was blinded as a child in a chemical accident, and his remaining senses were heightened to superhuman levels, and that is why he has the Raider-like perception of his environment. Trained by the mysterious martial artist Stick, Matt became an expert fighter with the ability to take on multiple opponents and even superhuman threats without breaking a sweat. Daredevil doesn't have the added advantage that some other heroes have, like he isn't bulletproof or invulnerable, but it almost doesn't matter when it comes to protecting Hell's Kitchen. Like She-Hulk, he isn't just fighting for justice on the street, but also the courtroom. Lawyer by day, superhero by night, or just, whenever he's needed. But number 1, Spider-Man. I mean, come on, it's Spider-Man. He might be battling galactic threats now, but he started as a street-level hero, and at the end of the day, he's always coming home to protect the streets of New York. Peter's scientific genius gives him an edge over adversaries who might overpower him physically, but Spider-Man is relentless, determined, compassionate, and has a strong sense of responsibility. I mean, with great responsibility. He not only defeats his villains, but he also tries to help them, rehabilitate them. He's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for a reason.
And at 10, Mr. Negative. I always feel weird giving people with superpowers like the street level moniker, just because, well, they have superpowers, and street level in my eyes would be those without powers who are just like martial artists, like Green Arrow, Batman, Daredevil, since his power is just more advanced Superman glasses. But I think that like street level villains are actually, at least for Marvel standards, are based on their intentions, not their abilities, because Spider-Man has to hold back his strength when fighting, but he still fights the street crime of New York. And that's where Mr. Negative comes from. At the outset of his rise, Martin Lee, also known as Mr. Negative, seized control of the White Dragons gang and absorbed the Snakeheads into his organization. Despite portraying himself as a benevolent philanthropist running the Feast Soup Kitchen where May Parker volunteers, Martin Lee concealed his true identity as the Chinatown crime lord Mr. Negative. Despite his criminal activities, Lee maintained a facade of kindness and generosity. Spider-Man first encountered Mr. Negative when he sought to dominate New York's criminal underground by eliminating members of the Carnelli and Maggia crime families using a bioweapon known as Devil's Breath, which is like the whole plot of Spider-Man PS4, which is still a great game that came out on my birthday, so hell yeah. 10 out of 10, do recommend. And at 9, Bullseye. Bullseye is a mysterious mercenary who shrouds his past in uncertainty. During an interrogation in a high-security prison, he revealed some details about his early life, including an incident where his brother supposedly tried to kill their father by setting their house on fire. However, Bullseye's escape following this revelation and his taunting of the interrogators does cast doubt on the actual authenticity of those words. He admitted that he had lied, confessing that he was the one who set the house on fire, not his brother, but in another account of his childhood, he recounted a chilling act of violence where his father was drunk and unconscious. Bullseye painted a bullseye on his forehead and then shot him, which kind of gives him his whole thing later, which is kind of messed up. Actually, it's incredibly messed up. But yeah, there's conflicting stories and dark actions on either side, but yeah, he's Daredevil's villain, and he's just the dude who has good aim. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he has any superpowers. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's Bullseye for you. Whose name is also Lester, which is just. I get why he goes by Bullseye. When I hear Lester, I think the dude from GTA 5. And that is not a scary dude. And at 8, Typhoid Mary. Mary's traumatic experiences led to the emergence of her second persona. Endowed with latent mutant abilities encompassing mind control, telepathy, and pyrokinesis. Subsequently, she found herself confined in a mental institution, diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder. While the true origin of her powers remains a mystery, as a child, Mary exhibited a sweet and cooperative nature, but suffered from illness and epilepsy. unaware of her contrasting alter ego, Typhoid, named after her constant fever. Typhoid eventually escaped the facility, taking Mary along because, you know, they're one person, and she embarked on an acting career that soared to fame before abruptly vanishing, believed to be caused by Typhoid's actions, which derailed her success. During her time as an actress, she encountered Matt Murdock prior to his transformation into Daredevil. When he targeted a criminal in the brothel where Mary worked, operating under the employ of Kingpin, she frequently clashed with Daredevil and formed a complex romantic relationship with Matt Murdock, which is just a whole it's multiple layers of weird. That's like Felicia Hardy and Peter Parker dating, but then also fighting each other as Black Cat and Spider-Man, which I guess does happen at one point, but like, you know what I mean. It's still weird. And at 7, Tombstone. Lonnie Lincoln, born and raised in Harlem, New York City, faced a childhood of isolation due to his albinism and speech impediment. His pale skin and whispered voice made him an outcast, except for Joe Robertson, an aspiring journalist who Lonnie mistakenly believed to be his friend. Seeking validation, Lonnie turned to intense exercise and transformed into a school bully, using his size and strength to intimidate and extort money from his peers, earning him the moniker of Tombstone. I don't know why they're giving you the nickname of Tombstone in high school, but whatever. However, when Lonnie discovered that Robertson was investigating and planning to expose his activities in the school newspaper, he felt betrayed and violently attacked him, attempting to coerce him into abandoning the story. But yeah, no, it didn't. And then he becomes a criminal mastermind. There's a story for you. Yeah, don't bully people so that they then turn into bullies and then become criminal masterminds who are like, you really can't punch. Otherwise, you'll break your hand unless you're Spider-Man. And at 6, Yelena Belova. Yelena Belova, a skilled super spy molded to surpass her idol Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff in the Red Room Academy, faced a harsh lesson from Romanoff herself, revealing the dark reality of being a spy devoid of glory or heroism. This experience led Belova to break away from her masters and forge her own path. And initially, while working as a corrupt SHIELD agent, Belova suffered grave injuries in the Savage Land and was transformed into a super adaptoid by AIM, in return for attacking the Avengers. That's where the whole evil thing comes in. That's where she's the villain. She remained involved with AIM after this, even serving as the Minister of State in Barbuda. Ultimately, Belova met her demise in a conflict between AIM and SHIELD's Avengers, but the Red Room, known for cloning its prominent agents like Romanoff and Belova, had their operations disrupted by Romanoff, but still managed to fully restore Belova to life through a clone infused with her memories. I don't know how they got her memories if she was dead, but that's aside the point. I'm not going to question it, it's comics. So, reclaiming control over her life, Belova then became an ally to Romanoff and the Avengers, adopting the persona of a White Widow, and taking on the responsibility of training young female spies to empower them with self-defense. So I guess, like, the White Room, or the Blue Room? I don't know, what's the opposite of red? Halfway through into number 5, Hammerhead. As a young boy, Joseph and his family escaped the Soviet Union with the assistance of a man known as the General. However, his childhood was marred by his father, who punished him for speaking Italian and subjected him to relentless hammerings, if you understand what I'm saying. Joseph's attempts to conceal his true Russian identity were exposed by a bully named Rico at school, who not only revealed his lie but also took away his hat, exposing the scars on his forehead. Seeking acceptance in the mob, Joseph, now known as Hammerhead, killed Rico and his girlfriend, successfully convincing the mob that he was Italian. After a severe head injury in a brawl, Hammerhead's shattered skull was replaced with a steel one by Jonas Harrow, upping the ante of his existing mental and emotional issues. Upon waking, Hammerhead fixated on a 1920s movie poster, adopting the persona of a mobster from that era, complete with clothing, weaponry, speech patterns, and behavior. In this new identity, he disavowed his real name, claiming to have no recollection of it, and just became Hammerhead. But I mean, given your origin of Hammerhead, yikes, that's dark. That's a dark way to get a name. Man, me oh my, it's hammer time. And at 4, Punisher. He's known for his violent methods and his high-tech weapons, including his battle van. It's Frank Castle. He works with Chip, who monitors him through a computer, and his iconic symbol is a large white skull in the middle of his chest. Punisher went to New York City thinking that Spider-Man was behind a string of attacks at Empire State University, in the 90s animated series at least, which is my favorite version. Later he would be convinced taste of this when Spider-Man mutated into Man-Spider. He was later captured and taken to a parked garage at the World Trade Center by Kraven the Hunter and Mariah Crawford. With their powers combined, they cured Spider-Man and actually returned him to being Spider-Man. Punisher later returned and thought that Peter Parker was the Green Goblin and that he had kidnapped Mary Jane Watson, but that wasn't the case, obviously. And then he captured Harry Osborn, but wanted to know what Peter knew about Mary Jane's disappearance, but ironically, he knew about it, but he couldn't because he was Spider-Man and not the Green Goblin, but yeah. Then Mary Jane's clone appears and Punisher lets Peter go. So yeah, it was a whole whirlwind, but I like that version of Frank Castle. But yeah, there you go. And at 3, Winter Soldier. James Buchanan Bucky Barnes, initially an American soldier, experienced a significant transformation in his life when he was recruited into the US Army during World War II. Serving alongside his best friend Captain America and the invaders, they played a crucial role in securing victory for the Allies. However, Bucky was presumed dead near the war's end, only to resurface as the brainwashed Winter Soldier, carrying out covert operations and committing ruthless assassinations under the control of the Soviets, particularly Vasily Karpov. For several decades he operated under this role until his memories were restored, prompting him to assume the mantle of Captain America following Steve Rogers' apparent demise, while also becoming a member of the Avengers. However, when Steve returned, Bucky resumed his identity as the Winter Soldier once again, returning to his complex and multifaceted journey, which is different from the version in the MCU, but hey, there you go. That's just one of the things they had to change for the MCU, because I mean, making a random Winter Soldier Soviet wouldn't make sense in the context of that universe. So yeah, they were like, yeah, let's make him Hydra. Penultimately, in number 2, Venom. Again, someone else that I don't think should be street level, but here we go. During the rule of the Dark Elder God Null, the origins of the symbiote that would later become known as Venom remain largely obscured. Its history, prior to arriving on Battleworld, is muddled, as its memories have been repeatedly erased, modified, and tampered with, but some sources suggest that it may be the first symbiote created by Null, while others claim it to be the 998th in its lineage. Cast out by its kind for defying Null's commands, the symbiote was found by Kree explorers who bonded it with a soldier named Tel-Kar. They harnessed its shape-shifting abilities to infiltrate the Skull Armada, but Tel-Kar eventually severed their connection and wiped the symbiote's memories to protect it from capture. After parting ways during a crash landing, the symbiote later bonded with an unnamed alien who used it to commit genocide against their own species, fueling the symbiote's addiction to rage. At some point, an arms dealer claimed to have captured the symbiote and enhanced its aggression and bloodlust through chemical alterations, although the symbiote itself has no recollection of these events. Then it later bonds to Spider-Man, and then you all know the rest. But yeah, I like the symbiotes. Venom is pretty dope. But again, he's literally from space. I don't know how he's a street level villain, but I guess most of his antics revolve around just being mad at Spider-Man, so I guess it makes sense. And finally, in at number 1, Street. This is the most street level villain that I can talk about because his name is literally Street. God. Henry Kramer was an employee at Industrico, a company working on an experimental asphalt polymer. Tragically, he fell into the mixer, becoming engulfed in the compound. The asphalt mutated his body, transforming him into a vengeful giant asphalt figure known as Street, terrorizing New York City. Street clashed with Spider-Man and the Human Torch, escaping their grasp by assimilating into the streets. However, he was crushed by the alien Goom and later defeated by the Fantastic Four. Reconstructing himself multiple times, Street continued his quest for revenge, only to be repeatedly crushed and defeated by these heroes. Each time he rebuilt himself though, Street faced the wrath of the Fantastic Four, who ultimately left him in pieces. Despite his determination, Street found himself constantly crushed and thwarted by the heroes, vowing revenge but unable to achieve it. But there you go, he is literally street level because he is literally the street.
Sometimes things are too big to handle on your own, even for the most powerful people in the universe. Today we are counting down the best of the best when it comes to Marvel team-ups and teamwork. Number 10, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. I really wanted to start us off strong today. The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants is one of Marvel's most notorious supervillain teams, primarily dedicated to advancing mutant supremacy over humans at any cost. Founded and most famously led by Magneto, the Master of Magnetism, the Brotherhood has included some of the most powerful and iconic mutants in Marvel Comics, such as Mystique, Toad, Pyro, Mastermind, Mastermind, Quicksilver, and the Scarlet Witch, even though those last two are technically not mutants anymore. Their power comes not just from their individual abilities, like Scarlet Witch's reality warping magic or Quicksilver's super speed, but also from their willingness to use extreme measures, making them a dangerous opponent for the X-Men. Just because Magneto is the most famous leader doesn't mean he was the only leader. Mastermind, Mystique, other Magneto clones and such, and even Toad once took the helm. A major event that did rock the Brotherhood was when Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, who were Magneto's children at the time, eventually left that Brotherhood to join the Avengers because honestly I don't think they ever really wanted to be evil in the first place. The Brotherhood have appeared across X-Men media, from the animated series to the movies, cementing their place as Magneto's primary allies and the X-Men's main rivals throughout Marvel history. Number 9. Alpha Flight. I know this is like nepotism because I am Canadian. What about it? Alpha Flight is Canada's not-so-secret weapon, renowned for its diverse roster and impressive array of powers. Originally organized under the Canadian government's top-secret Department H, Alpha Flight was founded by team leader Guardian, the superhero whose suit is literally the Canadian flag. Love him. The team's classic lineup includes heavy hitters like North Star and Aurora, mutant twins with super speed and photokinetic abilities. Then we have Sasquatch, who possesses immense strength and can transform into, and you'll never guess, a Sasquatch. Snowbird, an Arctic demigoddess who can shapeshift into the northern animals. Shaman, a mystical healer and sorcerer. At one point, Wolverine was also on the team because he's like a Canadian king. And of course, there's dozens of other Canadian heroes that have joined the ranks throughout the years. Alpha Flight has faced threats ranging from mystical entities to cosmic dangers and even clashed with the X-Men. The team has repeatedly reformed, sometimes operating independently from the government and even working covertly to protect Canadian mutants during times of crisis. Their legacy as defenders of the True North makes them one of Marvel's most unique and powerful teams. Number 8. The Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family, debuted in 1961 and quickly became one of their most loved and famous teams. Made up of 4 members who gained their unique powers after being exposed to cosmic rays during a space mission. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, stretches his body and mind. Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, can turn invisible and create powerful force fields. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, ignites himself, flies, and controls fire. And Ben Grimm, the Thing, possesses immense strength and a nearly indestructible exterior. Reed might have led the team in the traditional sense, but they all have a part to play. He's the unparalleled genius. Sue is often the emotional anchor that's holding everyone together. Ben is a literal rock that they can all lean on, and Johnny is, as the First Steps trailer put it, Johnny, so fun and bright. The Fantastic Four are renowned for their versatility and power, having faced threats ranging from Doctor Doom to cosmic entities like Galactus. Fun fact, over the years the roster has featured other heroes like She-Hulk and even Black Panther, but the original 4 remain iconic for their groundbreaking adventures and close-knit relationship. Also, 2 members of the Fantastic Four, Reed and Sue, created one of my personal favorite characters and more importantly one of the most powerful beings in the universe, Franklin Richards. Number 7. The Champions. In 2016, Marvel created a whole new superhero team for all of their young heroes, the Champions, a dynamic group who banded together after the events of Marvel Civil War II, seeking to create a better world with a fresh, idealistic perspective. The team features members like Miss Marvel, Miles Morales, Sam Alexander's Nova, Vision, Ironheart, and the Wasp or Nadia Van Dyne, each bringing unique abilities such as super strength, advanced technology, flight, and energy manipulation. Miss Marvel is recognized as the team's leader, guiding the group with her compassion and strong moral compass. The Champions are celebrated for their teamwork, their youthful energy, and commitment to justice, making them a standout among Marvel's superhero teams. They are still operating and continue to accept new members as the Marvel Universe expands every single year. Number 6. Big Hero 6. Technically, some of the other teams, they rank more powerful than this one, but I really wanted to put them in place number 6 for obvious reasons. Big Hero 6 were a Marvel Comics superhero team before they were a Disney film, and the two teams couldn't be more like the same but different if they tried. When Disney decided to adapt the Marvel team for animation, they certainly Disneyified things, made it more PG-13. The characters retained their names and similar powers, but in the movie, the heroes got their powers from their super suits, whereas in the comics, that wasn't always the case. Like Fred in the movie, he has that monster suit, but in the comics, he literally just turns into Godzilla. Honey Lemon in the movie, she has a science bag that makes weapons from chemical formulas, comics, a Mary Poppins purse connected to an unknown dimension where she pulls anything she wants. But the biggest difference was arguably the star of the movie. The Baymax that the public knows is completely different from the original. The soft, gentle giant that Disney created was originally a Transformer-looking bodyguard. Like, I'm talking ability to shift into various battle forms kind of robot. A far cry from the marshmallow that audiences remember from the big screen. In comic, Baymax was built to protect Hero after the passing of his father and was loaded with his father's memories and emotions, so he did still fill that familial void like the movie also explored. Number 5, the Guardians of the Galaxy. You have to be powerful if you're going to be out here protecting the whole galaxy. The Guardians of the Galaxy are a formidable team of cosmic heroes in the Marvel Universe, known for their blend of cosmic power, resourcefulness, and most importantly, humor. Originally assembled by Star-Lord, who serves as the team's charismatic and tactical leader, the Guardians include powerful members such as Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot, each bringing unique abilities to the group. Their combined strengths allow them to take on threats that other superheroes might have struggled with, including cosmic entities and galactic warlords. The team started as a ragtag group of outlaws but quickly became widely loved and sometimes respected heroes, and their roster has expanded over time to include characters like Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and Adam Warlock. Despite their differences and frequent bickering, the Guardians' ability to unite for the greater good is what makes them one of Marvel's most beloved and powerful teams. Number 4, Marvel's Illuminati. Marvel's Illuminati was a fun addition to Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. It's a shame their appearance was short-lived because they are way cooler in the comics. A secretive and exceptionally powerful team composed of some of the most influential heroes in the Marvel Universe. The original core members included Mr. Fantastic, who often acted as the leader, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Professor X, Black Bolt, and Namor. Each member represents a unique facet of the superhuman world: science, magic, mutants, royalty, and of course more, making their collective knowledge, abilities, and societal pull nearly unparalleled. The group operates covertly, shaping major events from behind the scenes and keeping their existence hidden even from their closest allies and families. They had pivotal roles in storylines like World War Hulk. They were the ones that were responsible for putting him in that spaceship and launching him into space. Over time, other notable heroes like Black Panther, Captain America, and even Medusa have joined their ranks, reflecting the team's evolving mission and immense influence. Number 3, the Eternals. You would never guess it from the movie that we got, but the Eternals, they are really cool and widely loved and really powerful. They were created by the Celestials as an offshoot of humanity endowed with cosmic energy. Each Eternal possesses a broad range of abilities, including super strength, flight, telepathy, telekinesis, matter manipulation, and the ability to heal and regenerate from pretty much any injury, making them practically immortal, except for when they, like, fly themselves into the sun. Well, all Eternals share these core powers. Each member specializes in a particular ability. Icarus is known for his flight and cosmic optic blasts, Cersei can manipulate matter at an atomic level, Athena controls weapons, Makari has super speed, and Druid controls minds, among others. In the comics, Ajak is traditionally serving as the team's leader, acting as a communicator with the Celestials and guiding the group in their mission to protect humanity from their ancient enemies, the Deviants. The Eternals have the ability as well to merge their powers and consciousness into a single, immensely powerful entity called the Unimind, which that amplifies their abilities to extraordinary levels and sets them apart as one of the most powerful teams in the Marvel Universe, and one that I personally think should have gotten a TV show instead of a movie. Number 2, the X-Men. I know you were waiting for them. The X-Men are powerful, iconic, and numerous. Made up of mutants, each member possesses unique abilities that set them apart from ordinary humans. Founded and traditionally led by Professor X, the team's mission is to protect a world that often fears and hates them, while striving for peaceful coexistence between mutants and humans. The X-Men are also a team in which some of the most powerful people alive have joined, like the Scarlet Witch and Jean Grey, who is more powerful than the Scarlet Witch. Don't worry, I learned my lesson there. The rest of the roster includes some of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe, such as Storm, an Omega-level mutant capable of manipulating weather on a planetary scale. And we have Wolverine, famous for his healing factor and adamantium claws, and of course Cyclops, another key leader, known not only for his devastating optic blasts, but also for his tactical genius. He can calculate angles in his head to ricochet his blasts off surfaces and hit multiple targets. Over the years, the X-Men have faced threats from both mutant and human adversaries, and their diverse powers have repeatedly saved the world, making them one of Marvel's most enduring and influential teams. And finally, number 1, the Avengers, and also 4E's, any team that has Avenger in the title. The Avengers take the top spot because anyone can be an Avenger, and almost everyone has been one. They've beat out the X-Men on the fact that all X-Men could technically be an Avenger, but not all Avengers can be X-Men. This team is just open to more potential potential powerful beings throughout the universe. Over the decades, the Avengers have had literally hundreds of team members and dozens of sub-teams, offshoots, and copycats. Called Earth's mightiest heroes for a reason, the Avengers assembled to protect the world from threats that were too great for any one hero to handle alone. Their roster includes a diverse array of champions, but everyone knows Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. This classic team-up gives us superhuman strength and advanced technology, but through the years with new members joining the team, they've also gained masters of magic and even cosmic abilities. While leadership has shifted over time, Captain America is widely recognized as the team's moral center and frequent leader, guiding the Avengers with his strategic mind and unwavering sense of justice. In addition to the power that they wield in-universe, they are also one of the most famous superhero teams in the real world thanks to the MCU. The team is a billion-dollar baby all on its own, and you can't really beat that. Welcome back, nerds! The Marvel Universe has crafted some of the most iconic super weapons ever, from Cap's shield to the Infinity Gauntlet. Today, we are breaking down some of the most powerful weapons wielded by the heroes and villains of the Marvel Universe. 10. Captain America's shield. It's deceptively simple, but its vibranium, and sometimes vibranium adamantium, composition makes it one of the most resilient objects in Marvel lore. It absorbs and redistributes kinetic energy, allowing it to take massive impacts from gods, lasers, and even explosions. Its perfect balance lets Cap ricochet it across the battlefield with pinpoint precision, turning defense and offense, and I personally would have loved to see the trial and error that took, or maybe he was just born perfect. I don't know. Though it is not as universally shattering as some cosmic level relics, its indestructibility, versatility, and the fact that it has become a true symbol make it priceless and powerful. 9. Tony Stark's various armors. He's got 100,000 of them. Tony Stark's most advanced armors, like his nanotech suits, aren't just protective shells. They are mobile weapons platforms packed with AI, energy weapons, and adaptive tech. They can form blades, cannons, shields, and drones instantly, letting Stark respond to any threat in real time. The suits enhance his strength, flight, durability, and battlefield awareness to almost superhuman levels. Their main weaknesses are power supply, hacking or EMP type interference, and Tony's own physical and mental limits, of course. 8. The Ebony Blade. The Ebony Blade is an enchanted sword wielded by the Black Knight that cuts through nearly any material and reflects most forms of magic and energy. It grants its wielder enhanced durability and longevity, making them very hard to eliminate. Yet, the sword is cursed. The more blood it spills, the more it drives the user towards bloodlust and madness. This creates a moral and psychological cost that balances its raw cutting power. Null has said that the blade has power so great that mortals couldn't even comprehend it, and it could even destroy worlds. 7. The Twilight Sword. No correlation to vampires, by the way. Surtur's Twilight Sword was forged in the Burning Galaxy and is destined to bring about Ragnarok. It can cleave through dimensions, shatter mystical barriers, and when combined with the Silver Surfer's board, he became one of the most powerful beings in the universe. When fully empowered, it threatens not just Asgard, but multiple realms at once. The catch is that it usually requires particular cosmic ailments or Surtur at full power to unleash its absolute worst. 6. The Odin Sword, said to only be used when the end of the universe is at hand. The Odin Sword is a colossal blade tied to the Odin Force and the fate of the cosmos itself. In various stories, unsheathing it signals or catalyzes apocalyptic events capable of unmaking reality. The sword channels enough energy to threaten entire universes, making it more akin to a doomsday device than your typical weapon. Its use is rare because even the gods fear the consequences of unleashing its full potential. 5. All Black, the Necro Sword. The Necro Sword is a living weapon forged by Null from the living abyss and imbued with celestial power. Vibes of it? Rancid. It specializes in hurting gods and cosmic beings, feeding on them to grow even stronger. The sword can create constructs, armor, and entire necro armies, extending the wielder's reach far beyond a normal blade. Its downside is its corrupting influence, slowly twisting the user's mind toward darkness. 4. Thor's Hammer. I'm not even gonna try and say it. It was forged in Uru in the heart of a star and bound with Odin's enchantments, granting control over lightning storms and vast cosmic energies. It allows the wielder to fly at incredible speeds, project devastating energy blasts, and even open dimensional portals. The famous worthiness enchantment means only those with the right moral and spiritual qualities who believe in themselves, effectively making it a built-in character test to lift it. Because of this, a worthy mortal can suddenly wield godlike power the moment they grasp the hammer. It's iconic, it's powerful, it's the whole package. 3. 3. The Destroyer Armor. The Destroyer is an enchanted suit of armor created by Odin and the other Asgardian gods to combat cosmic threats, but specifically the Celestials. It was designed to contain the energy of the gods to fight the Celestials whenever they return. It can fire disintegration beams capable of disintegrating any known substance, survive planet-level punishments, and physically overpower Thor and the Hulk. When powered by a strong life force or amplified by additional artifacts, it has frightened off entities as fearsome as Galactus. The drawback is that it needs a host's consciousness, which can limit how well it fights compared to a living, adaptive opponent. 2. The Ultimate Nullifier. It is less a conventional weapon and more like a cosmic delete key that can erase individuals, timelines, or even entire universes from existence when in the right or wrong hands. Its power is limited mainly by the will and understanding of its user. Wielded recklessly, it can destroy both the target and the wielder. Even beings like Galactus consider it a legitimate threat, which says everything about its destructive scale. Because it requires immense focus, it's as dangerous to hold as it is to face. But that brings us to number 1. The Infinity Gauntlet, when equipped with all 6 stones, of course. It is essentially a universe rewriting device. Its wielder can control space, time, reality, power, mind, and soul, making them functionally omnipotent within a given or sometimes any universe. Thanos used it to erase half of all life with a single thought and a snap, and battle cosmic entities as equals. The main limitation is not power, but the toll it takes on the user and the fact that others can still outsmart or separate them from it. But what do you think? And if you had to choose just one thing off this list, what would it be and why?